Stay tuned and let's take a look at this Marvel Legends mini comic Wave 2, Silver Surfer. Pow and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And remember now you can hit that join button and become a channel member as well. Either show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. Today, let's continue looking at the Marvel Legends mini comic book Wave 2. As in front of us, we finally have the Silver Surfer. Now I say that as it surprised me with the amount of messages I got asking to review Silver Surfer, as in my mind he was just a simple pinless upgrade compared to the previous versions. But when we think about it, it has been a good while since we have gotten Silver Surfer, and the first one was a Walgreens exclusive and the second one was attached to the Galactus HasLab. So there's probably a big portion of collectors that are missing the Silver Surfer from their cosmic collections. And then there's also another portion of collectors that are just curious, is this worth the upgrade? What is the difference? So hopefully in today's video I will help give some clarity and answer some of those questions, as of course I will be comparing him to their previous versions. But first, just a look at this one. Looks very nice in the packaging. We've got Silver Surfer number 1 as his mini comic. He comes with his surfboard and a couple of interchangeable hands. There is an extra hand hidden behind his nameplate as well. There he is on the front. On the back we get the 6 figures in this wave, the mini comics, and a write-up that says, in Silver Surfer number 1, the Sentinel of the Space Wave reflects upon his transformation from Norrin Radd into the Herald of Galactus and his banishment from Earth. So without further ado, let's get him open. Here we have the Silver Surfer out of the packaging with all of his accessories on the table. Now I've obviously switched to the black background so I can show him off a little bit better, but I apologise if there is any glare, as he may appear a little bit washed out underneath my hot studio lights, as he is very shiny. But I say that as a compliment, as he is the Silver Surfer. He should be very shiny, and this is a very nice chrome finish on this Marvel Legend. He also comes with his surfboard, some open palm flat hands for those flying poses, and then some grabbing hands for his mini comic, and I will take a look at all of that a little bit later. But as we expected, this is basically just a pinless upgrade compared to the previous version on the Sunfire body, as now he has the pinless arm and legs, and I do appreciate that upgrade in aesthetic. I am a pin snob these days, but unfortunately he still has that hole in the back of the body for no reason at all. I guess you could use it for flight stands, but again, there is no upgrade on the body type, so you know what type of articulation to expect from the Silver Surfer. If I get the tape measure out, you can see he is standard Marvel Legends scale at 6.5 inches in height, and he does look a little bit more shiny in comparison to the previous versions, but I don't know if that's just because he is brand new out of the packaging compared to the other ones that have been on the shelf for a few years. So we will find out, and let's start off with a comparison. How about this is a difficult game of Marvel Legends Spot the Difference. Here we have all 3 of our regular Marvel Legends Silver Surfers, not including the Fallen of course. So from left to right we have got our Walgreens mini comics in the middle, and then on the right we have our version that came with Galactus. And I'm not sure how well you can tell underneath the hot studio lights, as they're all very much a nice chrome, but the version that came with Galactus is the lightest shade. Again, it's hard to explain, but it's like they've dialed down the chrome paint on that version in comparison. I still think the mini comics is the shiniest, but that might be because it's also the newest. So the head sculpt is the same from Galactus and the mini comics. So the mini comics is reusing the version that came with Galactus. It's just got darker shade of chrome, and then the version that came with Walgreens is a different head sculpt entirely, but granted it is very similar. So there's the difference in head sculpts. It's the same as the one that came with Galactus. Coming back to the figures for a second, you can see that these two have the pins on the elbows and the knees. The new version is completely pinless with the knees and elbows, so that wins that aesthetic war. But if I spin it around to the back, you can see the Walgreens never had that hole, but then that hole suddenly appeared with the Galactus version, and it's there again on our new mini comics version for no reason at all again. So yeah, that is your main differences. It's the shade and then the head sculpt, but it is all very subtle. The articulation scheme is going to be the exact same across all 3 of these figures. So let me throw them on the rotating base for 30 seconds just so you can see them spin for a little bit. So hopefully that gives you the best comparison I can do. It is very hard underneath these studio lights, but honestly the main difference is the subtle shade of chrome, but you ain't going to be able to see that until you get them in person. And then the head sculpt is the same on the Galactus and the mini comics, but in hand, for me personally, the mini comics is the better chrome. It's just stronger. It's got a little bit of darkness to it. Looks a little bit more cosmic. The version that came with Galactus looks a little bit more washed out, but that's just my opinion. There you can see for yourself. I hope that helps. Let's take a closer look at our new mini comic Silver Surfer then. So like I've said several times, the head sculpt is the same as the version that came with Galactus. It is just a darker shade of chrome. Hopefully if I throw up a side by side of just those two, you can see that initial difference. But it still has the whited out eyes, has a little bit of shading around the eyes to make them stand out, but it is otherwise all chrome with the few features still shaping up the face with the eyebrows, the nose, the mouth, and then yeah, otherwise it is chrome all the way round. The head is on a disc and hinge, so there's still lots of range on the head sculpt, where you can bury the chin and you can get him looking really high up, which is come to expect for those flying poses. Obviously you wouldn't do it that high, but there's enough range there for tilt as well, a little bit of tilt, and then swivel of course, so you can get him into those surfing poses. And then otherwise the body is the same, as you've got the ab crunch there with the cut at the waist, so that is where you're going to get your swivel. It would have been nice to see a Silver Surfer with some type of diaphragm cut, but instead we get the crunch there and the crunch back. Better back than forward. The arms will go up to 90. There is a bit of a butterfly joint in there, which work better than most Marvel Legends, to be fair. So it goes forward and back, bicep swivel, and a double jointed pinless elbow. And again, those clean aesthetics look very nice. So we do appreciate that upgrade. Moving down to the legs, you've got the thigh cut. The legs will go up past 90, and then a double jointed pinless knee, and he will kick his own butt, as you can see, no problem, with the boot swivel, and then ankle pivot and rocker. So to be fair, he's got a good articulation scheme for this body type. It's now pinless, just for some reason we've got the hole plugged in the back. But yeah, it is completely chrome. Literally, there's no other details to show you apart from the actual sculpt of that Marvel Legend base body. But it is a very, very nice Silver Surfer. It really is. Again, I think the chrome on this one is the best yet. In regards to accessories, I'm happy to report he comes with a full set of fisted hands, which we do appreciate, as the Silver Surfer isn't scared to punch anybody. We also get his open palm flat hands for those karate chops, or probably more likely those flying poses. So let's get his surfboard, shall we? The surfboard is exactly the same as every other surfboard we have gotten, in that same metallic finish with the sculpted lines. You've got like 4 sculpted lines going down the middle with one peg for the feet. Now the feet of course do have the peg holes in both feet, but we only get one peg hole. It would have been nice to see an additional peg hole for those more sturdy poses. However, I do appreciate that that would mean you're limited to the one pose on the surfboard. So I see the pros and cons of that. And then on the bottom, you've got this little lip, but otherwise it is just the same thin surfboard. So it won't work on that new effect we got with the Fantastic Four movie Shalabao. But let's put the Silver Surfer on it, shall we? Just a very quick pose to show you what he's all about. Of course, the Silver Surfer flying through the galaxy looking for those planets for Galactus to eat. But again, because it's only got one peg, it means as soon as you start posing him, it can get a little bit loose and fall off, unfortunately. So again, that's why that second peg hole would have been a benefit. But you can still pose him up, and if you put a little bit of blue tack underneath the second foot, you can get it to work for a display. But he will stand on the surfboard and it will look nice on a display, undoubtedly. I've had one on the shelf for years and it looks really good. I just have a flight stand hugging his waist and a bit of blue tack underneath the foot, and it sort of all works and does the job. Or of course you can get Galactus to hold your new version if that's what you'd prefer. So yeah, Silver Surfer on his surfboard, but it is the same where the foot will just fall off because there's nowhere to clip it. So yeah, it's what we've seen before, essentially. And let's not forget, he has one more set of hands that have a very particular purpose, as he now has gripping hands to hold that mini comic. But we have never had gripping hands with the other versions of Silver Surfer, so these are brand new for this version if you wanted your Silver Surfer to hold anything like his surfboard. There are plenty of panels in the comics where the surfer's literally holding his surfboard, walking around, just carrying it. So because of the lip on the surfboard, you can sort of get him to grip it if you want, but it's very loose, it's all about balance, etc. But yeah, we have never had the gripping hand for Silver Surfer before, so if you've ever wanted your Silver Surfer on the shelf and holding his surfboard rather than riding it, then now you can. It just gives you a different display option. But of course those hands were intended for his mini comic, which is Silver Surfer #1. I think this is the Silver Surfer's first solo run, and it looks very nice. Like always, the prints on these are very good for the scale, but you either love or hate the mini comic gimmick. I'm not here to tell you how to feel. I'm just showing you what he comes with. So there it is. It does look very nice. And on the back, it is just the Marvel Legends and Hasbro logo. And as I said, you can hold it, no problem at all. So there you go, Silver Surfer holding his Silver Surfer comic. And before we move on, one last look at all three of our Marvel Legends Silver Surfers together, as I wanted to show you them on their actual surfboard. So this is the best I can do. We've got the Wolverines on the left still, Galactus on the right, and our mini comics in the middle. Now, if you've came to this video to come to some sort of conclusion, which is the best Silver Surfer for your Marvel Legends collection, then my honest opinion is the new mini comics wave, as it is the most accessible. It's also completely pinless, and it's just got the better paint job of chrome for some reason. Again, you can't really tell that until you get it in hand. You'll just have to trust me. So yeah, it's definitely the most accessible, as it's not an exclusive, it's not tied up with a HasLab, and it's just the better version, as it's an upgrade of these two anyway. These two can still hold up on your collection, on your shelf as a Silver Surfer. Of course they can, but if you haven't got one, then go for the mini comics. It's just the better version. So yeah, it's got the nicer paint job, it's got the better head sculpt, but if you do prefer that old head swap, let's try it. Then you can absolutely do a head swap, no problem at all. This is the head that came with the Wolverines version on the new mini comics pinless body, and that works no problem at all. You can't really see the difference in the chrome at all, to be honest, with that little head swap. So if you prefer the other head, you can upgrade him. Another Silver Surfer that we got in this year, here we have Shadowbow from the MCU's Fantastic Four. Now, she came with this very nice cosmic wave effect for her surfboard, which makes it for a very nice display piece. It would have been great if that was compatible with the comic surfboard, or even if we just got a comic effect like it, but unfortunately that is not the case, and you cannot use this surfboard on this cosmic wave. However, you could use that Silver Surfer on the surfboard. There you go, just a quick pose so you can see this new Silver Surfer on the MCU's Shadowbow's surfboard. So again, she only has 1 foot peg as well, but it is compatible with this Silver Surfer, and it does look nice for a display. So I actually think you can make that work. You could use this effect piece in a comic display for this Silver Surfer. Doesn't look half bad, does it? And let's not forget that wave 1 of this mini comic gimmick also had their own chrome cosmic character in the form of Rom the Space Knight, which looks pretty big compared to Noron Rad here. But there you go. They both look great. Both genuinely do have a really nice chrome finish to them. No marbleization plastic. It's a really clean chrome paint. Here we have a selection of some of my favourite cosmic characters, even though I don't think Doom's technically cosmic, but you get my point. Some good characters here. We got Dr. Doom, Thanos from the recent Gamerverse 2-packs, and Silver Surfer. And I think it's about time that these rumours came to light, as here we have 2 of the Inhumans of the royal family. It is, of course, Black Bolt and Medusa, who was a Walgreens exclusive herself way back in the day, but she is really awkward to stand with that massive hair. She's literally using it as a kickstand. And Black Bolt, a member of the Illuminati, is on that old Bookie Cat body. He is a character worthy of an upgrade, so hopefully very soon. Here we have the 20th anniversary Captain America and the Extremis Armor Iron Man. And apologies to Rich, but I just wanted to put this into the universe once again, and also show off another nice chrome character with Colossus, and then there's Kitty Pryde. Here we have a couple of Spider-Men. We've got the Maximum series on the left and Renew Your Vows on the right. Here we have a couple of Hulks. We've got She-Hulk and the Maximum series Hulk. And here we have all of the characters that I have already reviewed from this mini comic wave 2. So as always, there is a playlist on the channel. Go and check out my individual videos for each one of these Marvel Legends, as so far it's genuinely been a solid wave with some great character selection, and I can find a reason to add all of these to your collection. So yeah, so far I'm happy. One more to go, and that will do nicely for me today. So as always, let's wrap up with some of the Who crew. We've got Frogman, Tigra, and Jeff seems to be hitching a ride on the surfboard. And then last but never least, here we have Captain Britain and Hal Fire Hank. So, final thoughts on this Marvel Legends mini comic book wave 2. Silver Surfer. So in conclusion, like I have said multiple times throughout this video, in my opinion, this is the best comic book Marvel Legends Silver Surfer. Granted, I'm very self-aware the differences are subtle, but they are differences in the right direction, as the pinless tech is just the new clean aesthetic as we move forward with Marvel Legends. I like the head sculpt, and I also like the chrome finish when compared to the others. I really do hope that came across well enough on camera for you to see that, so you can form your own opinions, and hopefully this video helped you make your own purchasing decisions. But one thing is for sure, that this Silver Surfer will absolutely be the most accessible. It is part of a main line wave that is not exclusive to anywhere, and it isn't tied up with a HasLab. So if you're missing a Silver Surfer in your display, then absolutely go for this one. I would have also liked to have seen him come with some type of cosmic wave or some way to display him on his surfboard, as he's spinning around there on the rotating base. It would have been nice to have something else there, if that makes sense. So yeah, some type of effect in the future would be nice. But as always, if you like Marvel Legends, you were in the right place. Check out the videos tab, find the playlist, but most importantly, please hit that subscribe button, hit all on the notification bell, don't miss out on a video, and please hit that join button, become a channel member, either show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. People were so mad that I didn't review this one straight away, but honestly, switching out to the black background and doing all those comparisons is more work than it seems, all right? So I hope I get some appreciation in the comments below, all right? You can follow me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. I'm on X at Dan Who Reviews, and as always, I will see you on the next one.